SASS, you're going to get a free gift from me. And it's not an opt-in, or I don't think it is. Oh, it might be. It might be. So, but you'll like it. It's a really good program. It's a really good gift. So if you type in SASS, you're going to get this free gift. And I'm not seeing the comments, so we'll see what happens in a little bit. I want to talk to you. Oh, hold on. Let me just take care of something. I have a lot to talk to you about. We're going to talk about the 3 things that are going to help you to align with your soul and create synchronicity. So let me just make sure. All right, let's see. I'm back. Just trying to figure out some things. Give me 1 sec because we're just having some technical difficulty. But if you type in SASS, you're going to get a free gift. And we're going to talk about 3 things that you need to align with your soul in order to create synchronicity in the universe, and why that's so important right now, especially now during this time. Hi, Maurice. Okay, just handling some team stuff because that's it. So this is what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about 3 things based on my formula SASS that will really help you to align with your soul so that you can experience synchronicity in your life. And this is really important right now because we all are in this very interesting experience. Hello, Pauline. So hang with me. We're going to have a good, fun time right now. And I'm going to add some value to your life so that it will help you to really get into alignment with your soul and help you to create the life that you've been dreaming of. Because now more than ever, believe it or not, is the time when we can be in such creation mode, and we want to create right now, especially in this moment with our thoughts. We're going to talk about the different areas of SASS that bring to the last S, which is synchronicity. You want to be able to create all these things so that when you move forward and shelter in place gets lifted and things go back, they're not going to go back to normal because we're in a new world now. But when things start moving around again, you're aligned with your soul and you're not like running around like a chicken without a head. Instead, you're walking with determination and peace and knowledge and things that you want. So I am super excited to share this with you. And I am just giving it a little time for people to come in. So why don't we do a quick check-in? How is everybody doing? Hello, Kim. Hi, Pam. I think Trisha forgot to send the blast out. So I'm like texting her and messaging her. So tell me how you guys are doing right now and what you've been experiencing during this pandemic that we're having. What I've been experiencing is a lot of, well, this week I'm tired. Last week and this week I'm tired. So I recognize that I'm tired. Hi, Julie. Remember, if you're a Soul Star, put in hashtag Soul Star. But the thing that I've been experiencing the most is creativity and really connected to my own inner guidance, my own self, as well as to divine guidance, which is my inner guidance, and also being able to make really, really clear, conscious decisions about my life. And also I've been envisioning every single night, this is something I taught in Soul Finder Academy, and I'm bringing into Membership for Your Soul next month. But I've been envisioning every night the life that I desire. And it's really important right now. I don't know how many of you are having very, very vivid, powerful dreams? How many of you are having experiences where timelines are getting blurred? And I'll explain what that means. Or you may recognize that, like, I don't know about you, but my weekends, holy mackerel, like, I'm like, where the frig did all that time go? And this happened when I first opened up to my mediumship. Like, I would be like, I'd wake up in the kitchen and I'd be like, how the heck did I get in this room? And where did the past 6 hours go? It's like I'm time traveling. Sandra, hi, Sandra. How many of you had this experience that you're just like the times are blurred? And I'm going to talk about manifestation right now and how much more powerful it is. And I'm going to teach you the acronym SASS, which is a very specific tool that I teach that leads to synchronicity, which is the last S on that. So if you're just joining me, type in SASS and you're going to get the free gift that we have for you, which is a video. And it's one of the most powerful tools that my guides taught me that completely shifted and changed my life. And I want to teach it to you, especially now, right now. So we have a lot of Soul Stars joining, and then we have people I don't recognize, like Antoinette. Hello, Eric. Hi, Jenny Lynn. Hi, Yolanda. Guys, buckle up. We're going to have some fun together. Hello, Jane. So Sandra's a soul star. Let's say Sandra said, yesterday was beyond belief with regards to birds and flowers and symbolism. Yes, yes, yes. So this is great. So remember, you type in SASS. I've been sleeping on. You know, Julie's a new soul star. I've been so tired. And it's okay. Like, you have to give yourself permission for the experiences you're having right now. It's really, really important. So, hi, Mary. All right, good. We're going to have a lot of fun. So this is what I want from you guys first. So we're going to talk about the SASS acronym. I'm going to give you 3 really, really kick-ass tools to use so you're aligning with your soul. We're going to talk about why this is so important right now, like unbelievably important for manifestation. And we're going to talk about a little bit of a visualization technique that is going to help you when shelter in place gets lifted. We start going into the new normal, whatever that is, and the world starts showing itself like the new way. And you're in your stride, man. You are just in your stride. You're not getting thrown. You're like very clear. You're walking towards your goals. You're listening to inspiration, and you're taking action. So super important. So Paula says she's putting herself on a schedule, which is so good. I work from home, so I'm always on a schedule. People who haven't had that experience, that's really, really good, Paula. Paula's a soul star. I have a lot of my soul stars on here, Lily, Ruby. And for those of you who don't know what a soul star is, they're members in my program called Membership for Your Soul. A Eunice, another soul star. I've been having dreams dealing with famous people. Time is a big deal since I was not born yet. Yes, I've been crying and laughing and sleeping a lot this weekend off from work. Blessings. Yeah, so Eunice is still working. She's a social worker. Hello, Armando. Okay, so first things first, if you're just joining, type in the word SASS so that you can get the gift that I have. Hi, Carmen, another soul star. It's so good. Actually feel like participating in social media again after being sick with an upper respiratory infection. I'm so glad you're better since the first week in March. So happy to be participating again. I'm almost well, but I'm really been struggling. I feel I'm about 90% recovered. Look, anytime you get sick, it's really, really hard to stay in motivation and stay in productivity. Like you may get depressed. You have to just really take care of yourself. So don't worry about that. Okay. So I said timelines are blurred. What does that mean? So for me, and I'd love to know how many of you are having this experience. Hi, Kitty, another soul star. The thing that's been happening for me is, one, like I said, I'm losing chunks of time. Like this whole weekend went by and I'm like, what the fuck happened? Like, that's been my experience. Like Sunday night, I'm like, I didn't get shit done. Only a couple of things. I'm like, where was I all weekend? And I don't know. I've been traveling. My dreams have been very, very vivid. I had a dream about when shelter in place is getting lifted, and it's very hard to predict during situations like this. Even though my coach teases me and he's like, you have a crystal ball. I'm like, not for this, because there's 6 billion people's consciousness messing this up. It's kind of a little bit difficult. But I think California, we may get lifted sooner than other places because we went into shelter in place. But it's not going to lift fully, right? So the time blurring that's happening is you may find yourself traveling during dreams. So you wake up really, really tired. You may find yourself in your kitchen and you're like, why am I in here? And you may think you just forgot something, but it's really like time. You're just kind of like going in other places. Time is not parallel. Time is happening. It's not linear. It's happening all at the same time. So now more than ever, we could jump into parallel lives. So parallel lives are lives that are, things are happening where they're lives that we dream about. So it could be the life that we're dreaming about where we're living in that big, beautiful house and we have that perfect partner and we have the career that we love, all things that are attainable to us now. But we don't think there is for whatever mind chatter stuff, which is what we're going to talk about with the first S, which is subconscious thinking. And the gift I have for you, you guys who are just joining, put in SASS. And Jane, you're going to have to rewrite that because you wrote SAS and that's not going to work. Put in SASS and you'll get the free gift that I have for you. So this is an acronym. This is a pillar that I came up with, a structure that I came up with to help people align with their soul and live in synchronicity. And now more than ever, you need to be living in synchronicity, right? So we're in the creation time. We're in the creation time, which is the pause button has been hit. We can't do the regular things. I hear some people calling it Groundhog Day or whatever they're calling it. For me, it's creation, 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 and then some sleep because I'm friggin' tired. I've been really fucking tired the past couple of weeks. So the S in the subconscious thinking is so important right now. It is super important. And I want to give you a couple, you're going to get a great tip when you put in SASS and you get that free gift. But I want to put you into some thinking about what this first S is. So the time blurring line. How many of you, let's start, sorry, I'm all over the place. That happens sometimes, as my soul stars know. How many of you know exactly, know what they want to create in their life? Let me hear the yeses here. How many of you have a really, really good idea of what is missing or they feel is missing in their life and what they want to create? How many of you know that? Christine, you got to put in 2 S's, SASS, in order to get the gift, just so you know. So there's a little bit of a delay. So I want to know how many of you have a really good idea of what you would like to be experiencing now in your life. Give me yeses. So we have Jenny Lynn is a yes, Gia is a yes. So we have any more yeses? Is that it? Just 2 people? No? Really? Oh, there's Antoinette. There's Yvette. There's Sandra. Okay, so we have some more. Carmen. Okay, good. Do you believe that that experience, or let me expand your thinking, is actually happening in a parallel life? So what that means is there's a time dimension where what you desire is actually happening. It's actually happening right now. Okay? So what keeps us from jumping that timeline, what keeps us from going to that parallel life is our subconscious thoughts. They're called subconscious for a reason. You're not aware of them. You're not aware of these subconscious thoughts. So you may have this really big dream and you're like, I'm doing things. Why isn't it happening? But there's a belief system inside of you that is keeping you from it. And unless you get conscious to that subconscious thought, you're going to continue to experience the gap between your dream and where you are today. So the first S in SASS is subconscious thinking, and it's super important. So we're talking about being able to jump timelines right now. We're talking about being able to really manifest right now. So it's so important that you bring awareness to your subconscious thoughts. How do you do that? Well, I have a trick and a technique that you're going to get when you put in SASS. You're going to get a really cool tool that's going to teach you how to do this. But basically what you want to do is before, like one of the things, I have so many tools and techniques because I have a program called Soul Finder Academy and a lot of it is in there. But one of the tools and techniques you want to do is pause before you react and just ask yourself, how am I feeling? How am I feeling? Everybody do that right now. I really want interaction on this, guys. I'm depending on interaction from you guys. So you've got to give it to me. It's almost like I'm doing a master class for you. Okay. So I want to know right now, I want you all to pause and I want you to tell me how you're feeling. But I don't want, if you're tired, I want more like I'm sad, I'm happy, I'm excited, I'm inspired, I'm feeling gratitude, I feel lucky. I want a feeling type of word. If you feel tired, I want to know a little bit why. So I want to know, I want you to stop right now. I want you to get into your deep thoughts. I want you to check in. How do you feel? How do you feel? So I'm going to tell you how I feel while you're answering. So I'm tired. Last week too, I've been really, really tired. I've been doing a lot of lives. I've been supporting my communities, Membership for Your Soul and Soul Finder Academy. They're my babies, right? Those are my babies. A lot of them are on here. I just love these people. They're so magical. They're so incredible. They have these incredible gifts. And so I've been supporting them, but I'm tired too from doing so much lives. But so right before this live, I'm just feeling exhausted. But as I tap in, connecting to all of you, I'm excited. I'm excited because what I have to share, which is this SASS acronym, what I have to share, it's so timely right now. It's so needed in order for people to get past this, to grow, to expand. You guys were all born during this period of time because you all have some type of gift. Everyone is gifted. Everyone is gifted. What's your subconscious thinking around that? And you're all meant to go out and do something right now. Like you are here to heal however you heal. whether it's raising that child who's going to be a healer, or it's teaching a bunch of kids in school, or it's being that nurse, or it's just helping the elderly neighbor. You know, it's never a just. So you need to pause to know how you feel, because if you don't get in touch with your subconscious thinking, that gap between where you are today and what you desire, it's only going to get bigger. That's why if you're just joining me, put in SASS, because I have a free gift for you. So let me just show you a couple of these, because we're going to go somewhere else with this. Don't worry, I'm taking you on a journey. Gia said, anxious about my goals and vision. So great. She's aware. So if Gia is dreaming, and I know Gia has a, I believe it was wasn't it cosmetics? You were doing Mary Kay, Gia? Gia's got a great personality. And if you have this dream about having this successful parties with people or whatever it may be, I can't remember if I'm remembering this correctly. So just bear with me. But you're anxious about it because things haven't worked out for you. Things have sucked up until this point. Can you see why that gap, there's this big gap? You have to get yourself into a state of, okay, I'm anxious, but I know whatever you believe in, the universe, God, spirit, they gave me this dream for a reason. I know that Gia's got a gift for making people feel loved, for making people feel accepted. Tell me if I'm wrong, Gia. For listening to people, being a really good listener. Like my Brooklyn accent. Look, we're going to try to add some comedy because I'm fucking tired. All that stuff, right? And then that can diminish the anxiety, and that gap between what you want and what you feel today starts getting smaller. Jumping timelines. I have literally seen, and a friend of mine and I have been talking about this, things that have never been there before in my physical experience, my physical space, walking down a street that I always walk down, a house that I always use as a benchmark to turn the corner. All of a sudden, a whole row of huge agave plants. Now, you can't plant agave plants that big in one day. There was no soil. And I'm like, where did that come from? But I'm jumping timelines. I'm going into a different world. She saw a bridge down a street that she'd been going to days and days and days. And all of a sudden, a bridge showed up. And then she told me she walked over the bridge, and the bridge it took her to this magical neighborhood. This is reality. It's not crazy shit. You can jump that timeline. All right, so let's take somebody else. And then remember, if you're just joining, put in SASS, and then we're going to go to the next one. Jamie Lynn says, I feel elated because spirit and my guides talk to me all the time and send me symbols and messages, etc. I'm in a new dimension. I love this. Jamie Lynn is also a soul star. That is really, really, really great, sweetie. So you're getting, like, you're in there, you're in the playland, creating and doing it. And this is where I want us to realize that we have more say in our lives than we think. We really do, guys. How our perspective is, like what we believe. If we think we can't have something, then we're not going to have it. If somebody did something to us and we become victimized to it, a victim to it, then we're going to remain a victim. You know, it's one thing to say, okay, this person did something wrong to me. I don't agree with it. Here's my boundary. You're out of my life. But it's another thing to say, okay, just keep paddling me and hitting me. And, you know, there's different motions there. All right, let's get someone else. I'm tired, but open to SASS. Good, Maurice. And Maurice, I'm getting to know Maurice really, really well. Maurice, I'm going to tell you that you're tired also because you're not getting to live in alignment with your soul right now. You haven't, your credit, Maurice, I'm getting to know Maurice really well. I like to know my students. I really like to get to know them. And Maurice is a musician, and Maurice has this magical life. And he also has a magical energy to him. I've never met him in person. I don't need to. I just feel it from him. Whenever he speaks, he's very respectful. He shares beautifully. And Maurice isn't getting to live that expansion right now. He's working on it. He's going to get there because he's using tools and techniques. But he's probably tired because he's not living the life he wants to live. I know when I was working for NBC and MTV, I wasn't getting to live the life that I wanted to live. So I was feeling sick every single day. Once I started stepping into my true alignment, which is same as purpose, I wasn't as tired. Now, I do struggle a little bit with tiredness because of other things, but I love my work. It's usually not around my work. All right, let's take one more, and then we're going to move on. Yolanda says, hopeful, tired, unusually happy. So unusual, I think you're trying to say usually happy or unusually, not sure, but hopeful, tired. Okay, great. So everybody's aware of their subconscious thinking. And I want you to pay attention to that. So you all started out with, you had a dream. You had a dream. You knew that you wanted to be someplace else. And then you are recognizing what your thoughts are. And I also remember I have a gift. So if you put in SASS, you're going to get a gift. You're recognizing what your thoughts are that may be keeping you back from that dream. It's the subconscious thinking. That could look like, I want to be an author. And you start working towards a book, but there's a belief inside of you that your mother told you can never make money as a writer. And you're not even aware that that's happening, but it's happening under the surface in your subconscious thinking. So it's keeping you from your dream. It could be the thought of, I want to be a music teacher, and I'm going to teach people all around the world how to do music. And then there's the part of you that when you did music, it was really bad for you because you got yourself into really bad situations. So you equate the two to the bad situation. So in order to protect yourself, you have a subconscious thinking like, I can't do that because I'm going to hurt myself again. That's the subconscious thinking. Okay. Now let's go to A. A is alignment. Alignment. So if you're just joining, you put in SASS and you get a free gift. So A is alignment. So what we're going to talk about now is, does everybody remember what they wanted to be when they were 5 years old or when they were younger? Do you remember what you wanted to be when you were 5 years old or when you were younger? Put it into the comments and I'll talk about mine. So I want to see what those comments are, but I really want you to think about it. What was it that you wanted to be when you were 5 years old? So when I was 5 years old, I wanted to be an actress. And I remember walking down the street and my mother's friend said to me, what do you want to be when you get older? And I said, right away, an actress. Of course. Like, don't you all see it? Like, I see it. Don't you see it? And she laughed at me. And I remember, because I was such a sensitive child, and she didn't mean anything bad by it, but I was such a sensitive child that what I heard is, I heard everything. Unfortunately for me, people would do one little thing and I would hear the entire story. That's claircognizance, by the way. And I heard her say, you know, you can't do that. That's impossible. Look at you. You're poor, this little Brooklyn girl in a divorced family. You're just living really poor. Your mother can barely make ends meet. She's raising the 4, whatever the story was. You're not a good kid. The nuns hate you in Catholic school. So that put a seed. So I had the seed of wanting to be an actress and then a seed of wanting to, a seed of not being able to be an actress. So what happened? Battle, 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 battle. So I listened to everybody else over myself, got out of alignment, and started working behind the scenes in TV. So I started working there. Then I got into alignment and I became an actress. And then I found I didn't really like it anymore. Didn't really like it. Wasn't really me. And I discovered this. We're not going to get into right now the story of how that happened, but it completely opened up to me and fell in my lap, and it was aligned. It was completely aligned. I've had different incarnations in it, but it was aligned. And what I learned is I love teaching people through story. I love, love, love entertaining people and teaching them through story. And that's what I'm doing. And that's what an actor does. But what I learned when I stopped acting, when I was acting, I was getting ready to go out on a set and I was working on a murder case as a medium and I didn't want to leave to go on set. And I realized I was done being other people. I was done playing a part of someone else. I only wanted to be me. But the things that I really wanted to do when I was 5, performing, entertaining people, healing people through story, I'm doing today. So let's see what you guys wanted. And I want to ask you, so Paula, she says, I wanted to be an actor, comedian. Carmen said a movie star. Kitty said a teacher. Yolanda said world famous artist, world famous artist. Yvette said a ballet dancer. Okay, so I'm going to, a nun. I love Fran said a nun. Great. A vet. Carolee said a vet. Hi, Carolee. Eunice wanted to be Merlin. Love this. Okay. Eunice is in Soul Finder Academy, so she understands how this works. So what I want to ask you now, and I really need you to put in the comments below, what character traits, why did that attract you when you were younger? What about being a vet, Carolee, was interesting to you? What about being a movie star was interesting to you, Meg? What about being a ballet dancer was interesting to you, Yvette? You know, what about those things was interesting to you? Cheryl wanted to be a can girl. Can girl. What about being a can girl was interesting to you? Julie, what about being an author was interesting to you? Kim, what about being a nurse was interesting to you? You know? So think character. Like I said, I wanted to be an actress. Really, I wanted to entertain people. I loved making people laugh. I used to make them laugh when I was younger. I still do to this day. I can be funny as my bra strap shows up. I can also show my bra strap to entertain you. I like telling people story and motivating them through story. So what are the things I'd love to hear from you guys now? Because this is the next thing, which is the alignment. This is where the alignment happens. So I want to know the character traits. So Paula said, I love making people feel, especially laughter. People will never forget the way you make them feel. Right. So Paula, can you use those traits in what you want to do today? Are those traits still things that you want to possess today? Carolee says, I love being outside with the animals and working with them. Carolee, I can't remember what you're doing, Carolee, because I know you're a soul star. What are you doing today that would allows you to be outside, allows you to be in nature? I feel like to me, this is more of, she's a soul star, like I said, more about being connected to the divine. Nature and animals have such a divine energy to them. So it's being connected to the divine. Tell me if I'm wrong. Carmen said, I love to dance, sing, and make people laugh. So that's great. Carmen makes beautiful, beautiful, beautiful stained glass windows. That makes people feel something. That can make people feel joy, which is singing and dancing and making people laugh. You help people to feel something. Can you see that these traits from back then are still apparent to you today? That's alignment. Is there anybody here who doesn't? Paula said yes and damn. Great, great, great. Yeah, see, Julie, you wanted to be an author, enjoyed sharing my stories. Look at that. Jenny Lynn saying, I'm realizing how aligned I am, which is great. Fran, totally get it, but it doesn't have to be your story. That's a subconscious. I know that that's difficult because I had the same thing. I'm Italian. Does not have to be the law today. We have to rewrite that law. Okay. Maurice says, traits making people very comfortable. So when they get home, they felt their money was well spent and time used. Beautiful. So Maurice, is that aligned with you today? Sharon, it's okay if you don't have a clue. Play along and see what comes up, even if it's in your dream state tonight. Because my work is very, very, I hate using that. It's got codes in it, but it's got vibration in it from my guides because they know who I'm talking to and they are talking to all your guides. There's like a big community happening here with us in physical and them in the spiritual. We're all together. So I feel like certain aha moments will happen to you after the fact. So don't get discouraged because that's subconscious thinking. Remember the SASS? For those of you who are joining, you type in SASS. You're going to get my free gift. And this is one of the first things that I learned from my guides that changed my life, that you're going to learn in this. And stuff will get through. I promise you. Okay. Great. All right. So when you're aligned, does it mean all of a sudden I found my purpose? Purposes change, guys. So people that get so caught up on soul's purpose, you're doing yourself a disservice. When I focused on just my alignment, my purpose changes. So my first career was TV, right? And I have an Emmy that I won working for NBC, right? I loved the career in the beginning, and then it got exhausting to me. I was out of alignment. So then I got back into alignment by going to therapy and working on my spirituality and my psychic gifts. And then I realized I wanted to be an actress, and I totally enjoyed being an actress for like a year. And then I was out of alignment again. I was like, this isn't right. So I started working more on myself. And then I got in touch with my guides, and this whole world opened up to me. And then I aligned with my career as a medium, a psychic medium and a teacher. I've been teaching since day one. And then I was doing readings. And then I realized I wasn't into readings anymore because I wanted people to empower themselves. I wanted people to read for themselves. So instead of going completely out of alignment, I stayed in alignment and I just reshaped the way I did my work. I'm in alignment. You want to be in alignment, okay? The next S is soul ignition. Soul ignition. This is where my group knows this. I teach the souls list and the 1 to 10 list. There's a lot of things that I teach to help them get back into their joy. What I want from all of you right now is I want you to tell me one thing that if on a scale to 1 to 10, 1 being the least fun, 10 being the most fun, it's got to be a 7 or above, one thing that you are doing in your life or want to do in your life that falls between a 7 to 10. I want to know what that thing is. So I want you to put that in down below and tell me what it is. So my 7 to 10s are yoga. Been doing yoga every morning since, especially since Saturday, because I'm on a mission. Thank you, Pam, for putting that in. And I love you, Pam. Pam's on my team, by the way, guys. So you can totally trust Pam. If she contacts you, she's on my team. She's a coach on my team. And let's everybody just give Pam love right now. There's a reason I'm asking, so, but I'm not going to share. But I just want everybody to give Pam love. Pam deserves it. Okay. Thank you. So the soul ignition. So let's go into that. So my soul ignition, yoga, hiking. I just had a call with one of my Soul Finder Academy students, and we were talking about the things that she loves to do. And she was like, but I don't know how that works in a career. And I'm like, you're not supposed to right now, because every single one of my careers, I didn't go to do it as a career. I did it because I loved it. And then all of a sudden a career fell into my lap. So when I was doing MTV, right, before I went to work for MTV, I interned there. I was just trying to do something because my brother was like, you can't be an accountant, because I was studying accounting. And I interned there and I had a lot of fun. I stayed in touch with them. The whole career opened up. They hired me right as I graduated college. People couldn't get jobs and I got hired right away. Then with acting, I didn't want it. I was like, I can't be an actress. I'm too old. I'm already working in TV. But I started taking acting classes to get out of my shell, to get out of my, I was drinking a lot at points in my life, and I stopped drinking, and I was like, okay, I got to get confident in myself. So I started taking acting classes, and then I started liking it, and that light got lit up, and I then became an actress. And then psychic mediumship, I didn't want to fucking do this. There was no way, but it was opening up and making me nuts. And I started studying it, and I gave readings, and I was off the charts. I was also organized a group that we would playing all the time, and we were teaching, and there was a lot of stuff going on, and it just completely opened. Everything just opened up to me. That's soul ignition. You go towards what you like to do, and you take the subconscious thinking out. You stay aligned. You remember what you like to do. You do it, and then we're going to get to the next S. But I want to see where you guys are. So let me go back up when I asked you guys to start saying it. Donna said helping the elderly. I love that. I love that, Donna. I wonder if you're still on. I'd love to hear if you have a career doing that, or if you want a career doing that. I'd be curious to hear. Gia says teaching my grandkids. I love that, Gia. So do you want to teach kids or people? I believe you wanted to organize people, so I can't remember exactly what you wanted to do, but is there a teaching skill in it? Meg says cooking. So cooking's great. I don't know if you want a career in cooking, but maybe it's the gathering of people when you're cooking, or maybe it's just meditation when you're cooking. You have no idea where that'll go. If you continue to do the 7 to 10s, we're going to go into the next S, which is synchronicity. I'm going to talk about in a second, because we are in synchronicity now. We're in manifestation. Kitty says healing energies. I love this. Love this. Kitty's a soul star, so I know she's in there doing that. Wanted to help the hungry and orphans. So I think that's great. So you guys are very clear on what it is. Thank you, Pam. On what it is that you want to do. This is interesting, Corby. I like this one, getting more organized. Now, is that a 7 to 10, or is it something you feel you have to do to feel good? Because I know me, I don't like friggin' organizing, but I know that I have to do it. Right before shelter went in place, I spent like 4 weekends in a row. You think as a psychic, I would have friggin' knew. I would have waited. But it's actually good that I didn't do it while shelter's in place, because I've been doing other creative things, but I did it ahead of time. But to me, it's not a 7 to 10. I can't stand it. It feels like it after, and it sets me up for other things. Might be for you. There are people out there that love to organize. I love this, Maurice. Maurice is preparing my health for my future. It could be exhausting. So, but this is good, Maurice. This is like where you feel you need to focus right now, which has been great. Love this. So A&EC, I'm going to pick A&EC because I know her really well because she's in Soul Finder Academy and in Membership for Your Soul. 10 is dance class with my friends and after school kids, which I miss. She can't do this right now with shelter in place. 9 is playing with my dogs. 8, time with my friends and family. 7, work my graveyard job working with law enforcement. So she did it differently. She did that, but it's anything from 7 to 10, but this is great. And A&EC and I have been talking about a dream in her future that does incorporate some of these things. That's going to be really, really beautiful for her. Great. Okay. Journal writing is great, Marianne. For me now, 2 to 3 hours of learning on Membership for Your Soul, learning channeling, etc. tarot, which is going to really, Jenny Lynn's got a business. You can share what it is, Jenny Lynn, because I don't want to talk out of turn, but I don't know you well enough to share things like A&EC and Sandra, because she's new to membership. Sandra, I'm always like, Sandra's, a psychic and a shaman, and A&EC is this beautiful person. You're going to see her in soul every day. And she's teaches dance to kids and social worker. And so I know I can talk about them. But Jenny Lynn does a lot of things. So right now she's in Membership for Your Soul, and she's just besides she's already does work as a coach and hypnotherapist already. I'm sharing it. I'm spilling the beans. She's doing other stuff that's only going to grow her gifts, which is great. Okay, good. If you're just joining, make sure you put SASS in so you can get my free gift. All right. She's a hypnotherapist. Thank you, sweetie. Okay. So how do you guys feel from the beginning of this call? Give me a 1 to 10, 1 being the least fun, 10 being the most fun. Where's your vibration? I'm not going to get insulted if it's a 2. I don't take it personally. Where are you feeling you are right now after talking about we are in a moment of manifestation? We're in a moment of synchronicities. We're in a moment of creating what we desire. We just talked about the SASS acronym. First one, subconscious thinking, how you have to bridge the gap from what you desire to where you're at. That starts with subconscious thinking. The second was alignment, where we're talking about remembering what you wanted to do as a kid, recognizing those character traits and where they are out in your life today. Get back into alignment. And then the third one is igniting your soul. You all were able to come up with something from the 7 to 10 souls thing, which is great. So we have Jenny Lynn says 8.5. Gia says 10. Paula says 10. Yay. Maurice says 10. I love it, love it, love it. Good. Corby says, I'm making myself do it to make myself feel good. Good, sweetie. Good. I understand it. Great. So we have Fran says an 8. Good, Fran. Because you were having a little bit of you got the Italian brothers. 10 and with a lot of hope. Good. 5, ready to change. Good. I like that, Donna. I like that. Okay. So 8 and 8. Great, 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 great. I love honesty. I always love honesty. 10, this feels like home. I'm happy to reconnect with you. Gia, you should come back into membership. So, all right, let's keep going on. Optimistic 9+. Hi, Sal. Nice to see you. I missed the first part, S&A. That's okay, Catherine. I would definitely suggest listening to it. And I would also suggest writing in SASS so you get my free gift. Okay? All right. The last S. I was at a 4, and now I'm at a 9 and a 10. Need to grab some food. I love you, A&EC, and thank you for being my little soldier in soul every day. We talked about we have to make you an administrator. She always watches out for people doing the wrong thing in my free Facebook group. Okay, 6, learning, Amanda. I love it. 6, hopeful. I love this. I love, love, love. See how easy it is to take a 1 to 10 and to get really clear on your thinking. Make sure you put the second S in, Meg. You won't get it. So you have to put SASS in. SASS. See, and a lot of people do that. SASS, you get the gift. If you just write SAS, I don't think you'll get it. Okay, ready? The last S is synchronicity. Let me talk to you about synchronicity, because many of you have an idea of what synchronicity is, and it's probably correct, but there's so much more to it than just what you may have an understanding. Now, I may tell you something that you already know. Okay, great. But I may tell you something you don't know. So as we know, synchronicity is when we have a thought or feeling, or we're working towards something and the universe brings it to us. And we have these synchronized moments where we're like, wow, I was just thinking about Mary and I ran into Mary. Or, wow, I was just thinking that I would love to get an offer for that job and you're in that high feeling state and I just got an offer. That's amazing. Wow. Like my synchronicity moments are, it's amazing what happens. I can't even remember them all because they happen all the time. I'm in constant communication with my guides. So I'm in constant synchronicity. I'm not going to say it's 100% of the times because we all have our bad days, right? We all have shit that happens, but I don't stay in the shit for too long anymore. So synchronicity, the last S, thank you so much, is it's when we are aligned. It's when we're aware of our subconscious thinking. I teach all of this in Soul Finder Academy. Subconscious thinking is everything. Awareness of the moment of how you feel. So when you get that email from someone and it really pisses you off, you don't go into reaction or you don't believe the other person over yourself. You get aware and you're like, I said this to a friend last night. I'm like, she was telling me about an issue she was having. I was like, but what's the root cause? What's the root thing inside of you that's making you feel that way? And she couldn't answer it. You need to be in awareness. The subconscious thinking comes up to the surface so that every moment in your day, and it's not as crazy as it sounds, it's actually quite beautiful. It's this other language that you have going on. You're like, you have this subconscious thinking and you're like, oh, blah, blah, blah just said such and such. It reminded me of blah, da, 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 da. When my brother said that, I'm not going to go into that spiral of the rabbit hole. I'm going to stay aware and work through this. And it goes really quick. Then you're in alignment where you're remembering who you are and not what everybody else told you were. Then you're in soul ignition where you're doing the things you love to do. Then the universe is like, oh my goodness, I know what she wants. Oh, she actually wants that working with the elderly and having her own home. Oh, she actually wants to teach dance class to kids. Oh, I get it now. It's not all that other stuff that she's or he is distracted by, the noise in the head, what the mother said, the teacher said, or even the man in the store. Oh, he actually knows what it is he wants. He wants optimal health. We're going to help him. We're going to bring opportunities. Now, here's the thing. Universe brings opportunities, and sometimes it's right in your face. There's a couple of things that happen. It's right in your face. And if you're not in subconscious thinking awareness, alignment, and soul ignition, you miss it. You don't even see it. It's like it's not there. Remember I said the agave bushes? I know some of you joining me late. Then if you're just joining, put SASS in, you'll get the free gift. Then, so the universe is like, puts the thing in front of you, makes perfect sense. Other times, it's a symbol. There's something that comes through what somebody said. The TV said something. You hear a song, or you keep seeing these black, beautiful butterflies. And when you know the symbolic language of your soul, which is how the universe communicates to us, then you're able to start having the conversation and the synchronicity. So what that will look like, and we could play this game right now. I'd love to play this game with all of you right now. What does a butterfly mean to you? What does a butterfly mean to you? Put in the comments. So I'm going to pause for a second and wait for them to show up. Hi, Renee. Hi, Valerie. So you're just going to want to listen to the beginning of this, Valerie, because it's very, very strong. Very strong. All right. So I'm going to wait. What does everybody think a butterfly is? Donna says, oh my God, I have to take my blinders off. Yes, sweetie, you do. That's why I'm trying to teach this. I'm going to really try to come on, teach this transformation. Transformation, Renee says, great. Jenny Lynn says love. Sharon says transformation. Gia says freedom. Marianne says joy. Paula says lightness of spirit. Catherine says beauty. Carolee says freedom. Kitty says my parents coming by, especially yellow ones. Great, great, great. So can you see freedom and lightness, transformation, freedom and beauty, can fly in any direction and looking good doing it. Love that, Maurice. Love it, love it. Lightness, Carolee says. Regeneration, Christina says. Changes, Fran says. Hey, guys, guess what happened? You just interpreted a symbol without needing Google, without needing to look up what that butterfly means that I keep seeing. So when you're in the symbolic language of your soul, which I can't teach on this training, it's way too much. I do have a whole class about it. So if you want to know that whole class, ask Pam, tag Pam, and she can tell you about the class. And we could probably, it's in membership for your soul, but we could probably sell it to you separate. But when you're in like communication with it, so when you see the butterflies, You understand that there's synchronicity happening. Now, you may not have the full-on answer, but you'll have a piece of the puzzle. And what does that do? That opens you up, and that brings in more information. So then you continue to walk on your path forward, and more information comes in. And then when the opportunity shows up, here's the other thing that happens with synchronicity. You take it. You take it because you've been aware of your subconscious thinking, and you're not telling yourself you suck anymore. You're in alignment with your soul, remembering who you are. You've been lighting up your soul. And then when the opportunity comes, you don't decide to sabotage it. You decide to take it because you know that you can do it. Even if there's fear there, which will happen, you still take it. So those are all the things that we're in right now. We're in a completely moment of SASS. This is SASS. So if you want SASS, you want the free gift, type in SASS. Okay. I want to give this last piece, and then I'll take any questions. Amanda says, doves show up a lot for me. So Amanda, what I teach people a lot, honey, is what do doves mean to you? There's a whole thing. I can't teach it right now because it would go off the course of what I'm teaching. What were you thinking about when they showed up? Because those doves are answering questions. So I tell this story a lot to my students. They know it. And I'm going to tell this story to all of you. I was trying to figure out where I was going to move. I was living in LA. I was looking at houses. I was Googling best towns for I feel like for years, but I knew I wasn't ready. I just bought a house. I wasn't ready to leave my house in LA, but I was preparing. And I finally was at that point where I'm like, I'm done. I'm moving. But my guides weren't really telling me where I was moving, but I heard about Marin County, which is where I live now. And I went into meditation, and I asked my guides, am I supposed to move to Marin? Am I supposed to go to Marin? I'm going to plan a trip to Marin. What am I supposed to do? And I didn't hear anything. They didn't say a word. All they showed me was a beautiful yellow and black butterfly. That's all they showed me. And I was so annoyed. I was like, all right, fine, yellow and black butterfly. I don't know what that means. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go for a hike. I go out my front door, and what's flying around my front yard but this big, beautiful yellow and black butterfly. I didn't see yellow and black butterflies before that. I've seen white butterflies. I've seen monarchs. But this beautiful yellow, and it stopped me in my tracks, and I started crying. That's the symbolic meaning. So my subconscious thinking, I'm aware that I need to move. I'm aligned. I know that I need to live in nature. I need to live more in that kind of energy. My soul ignition, I've already been hiking. I've been doing yoga. I've been playing tennis. I've been making my life joyful so that I could take that life with me wherever I went. And then I see the yellow and black butterfly. So I take the trip to Marin, and then I decide to move here. So that is what you want to do with this. So put in SASS. And I wanted to give you one last piece to this. And remember, I don't know why everybody is writing SAS. It's SASS, SASS. So it can't be just an S. I'm telling my team because we can put it in so that it picks up SAS, SAS, which it won't be ready for those of you who put it in. So put in SASS. Okay, so this is the last part of this that I want you to think about. Okay. Ready? My students know this because they hear me talk about this a lot. How many of you understand what I mean when I say dreaming with brackets on? Dreaming with brackets on. How many of you understand what I mean when I say that? Dreaming with brackets on. I'm waiting. See if you know. I'm going to give it a minute. Christine, I'm glad you wrote the right SASS in. I know there's a delay, which stinks. All right, I'm going to just tell you what it is, and then we'll see what you said. So dreaming with brackets on. So my guides taught me this. I thought I was dreaming so big, so expansive. So Lily's like, yep, because I teach this in membership. So big, so expansive, right? And I was in meditation and channeling with my guides, and they said, Maurice says, I've been doing it my whole life. And Cheryl says, no, control your dreams. Exactly, Fran. Exactly. Limits versus unlimited. Exactly, Mary. Oh yeah, that's what was me before SASS. Renee was in Soul Finder Academy. Oh yeah, that was me before SASS. Love that, Renee. So Julie, you're new to membership. You're going to hear me talk about this. Being fenced in. Great, 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 great. Corby says, I'm not sure. Great. Nope, I'm imagining limiting your dreams to what you think is possible. Great. Okay, so let me give you this last part. Remember, if you're just joining us, just put SASS up. And you'll get the free gift. Okay, so I was in a meditation and I'm channeling, and they're always like showing me things, and I talk to them, so I record it all and I repeat what they say to me. A little bit like what you see Esther Hicks, even though she does more trance channeling than I do. But she talks out loud. She's talking as them. So the people will be asking questions. So I'll ask a question and then repeat it. And that's how my channeling works. So I was in this meditation and I'm dreaming about my life and I'm so excited by it. I'm talking to my guides about it. And they said, you're dreaming with brackets on. And I'm like, what are you talking about? This is like big. This is huge. They're like, no, you're dreaming from past experience. You're dreaming from what you know, not from where you can go. You need to take the brackets off your dreams and dream bigger. And this was such an incredible lesson for me, because this is what it taught me. It taught me how to dream and then to let go of attachment. Because I know that what they have for me is so much bigger and greater than what I have for myself. Because if I'm dreaming, so I'm a city girl, grew up in Brooklyn, lived in Manhattan for 10 years, then lived in LA, and not in a friggin' like I lived in the fucking city in LA. And I was dreaming about living in nature. I've never had this experience of living in nature like the way I live here. And I couldn't possibly have dreamt this up. All I knew is I needed to be in nature. I needed to be able to walk out my door and go on hiking trails. I needed to not be in a big town any longer, a big city. I needed to be close to a city, even though I don't like going into it. And so so I would dream without brackets, not dream from my past experience, just dream with feeling. What do I want to feel every day? And they took the brackets off and they gave me something that I couldn't possibly have dreamt of. So the reason why I was able to synchronize everything for myself was because I am aware of my subconscious thoughts. I'm aligned with my soul. I'm constantly igniting my soul with things that I love to do. I'm paying attention to synchronicity, and I'm stepping forward and taking action. That's where you get SASS. Okay. So I want to know if you have any questions about what I just said. And you're going to get the gift, the free gift, which is SASS. We do have a program called Soul Finder Academy, which is phenomenal. So if any of you are interested in that, you can let us know in the messenger. You know, you can let Pam know. And if you want to know more about it, yeah, that's all I would say about that. Megan says, dream with feeling. I love that. You know, it's interesting. Catherine says, I've been trying to heal chronic pain issues with brackets on. And there's something interesting about this. So I never talk about health stuff because I'm not a doctor, right? So I'm very, very cautious as to how I do it. I also feel that you have to be very cautious when somebody's in pain or somebody's having some type of ailment, right? Because I don't think it's fair to say to them, you're creating this or you're doing this or you're doing that. It's that person's experience. But what I do feel sometimes that happens, Catherine, with a lot of people, when the pain is so chronic for so long, it's so hard to envision yourself out of pain. So there is a sense of dreaming with brackets on because you can't remember what it felt like being healed. Like if you haven't been in a love relationship for a long time, it's hard to remember what it's like to be in love. It's hard to remember if you're so tired all the time and you've been tired for a long time, it's hard to remember what it felt like when you were inspired. Like you have to try to remember. So what I would say to someone like you is to do your best to envision yourself doing things without pain. Maybe it's yoga, maybe it's taking long walks, whatever it is, or even trying to, that's where I would go back to the past if there was a time when you were in your most optimal health. But you want to take brackets off of that. You want to say, I'm going to remember when I was in optimal health, but I'm going to be even healthier than I ever was before. When we get older, a lot of us think like we were in the best shape when we were in our 30s. You can be in the best shape of your life now, right? So you don't want to put brackets on that. Okay, let's hide this. And those of you just joining, put in SASS. Oh, thanks, Corby. I'm glad that you liked it. Love that dream about what I want to feel every day in the future. Powerful me. Great, great, great. So this is really interesting. She says, nice, I'm trying. Will fear hold you back? So fear is a subconscious thought, right? So a lot of times when I work with people, and this is what we do in Soul Finder Academy, because you're learning rehab new habits, you're learning how to have new habits. So subconscious thought is fear. It's based on a belief system. Might have been your parents, might have been something that happened to you in the past. It's a belief system. Now, a lot of times what I have people do is jump into soul ignition and into soul enlightenment and that kind of work, because in order to combat the fear, you need to feel the other thing. We can't focus on healing fear or worry if we're just focused on it. Okay, I'm just going to stare at you and remember where it came from. It's a good idea. But I'm just going to stare at you. It doesn't work. So a lot of times I like to move through the SASS in order to experience the opposite of what fear does. And that usually helps release it, which is really good. All right. So put in SASS. I don't know if it disappeared, but Cheryl, we can try and find you in Messenger and help you out. And that's what I would say. All right, guys. So let me know in the comments now your biggest takeaway, because what we want to do now is we don't want to go off this live and go back onto social media and forget something that you learned. You want to make it a habit now. That's what this gift is. The gift that I'm giving you guys is going to be a habit forming gift. So what I would like you to know, I would like to know right now is your biggest takeaway, something that you're going to incorporate in your life in the next 48 hours. Even if it's just remembering this, something you're going to incorporate in your life in the next 48 hours. What is that going to be? So I want to wait and see. And for those of you just joining, you put in SASS. SASS. I want to see what other comments I had here. Okay. It's still in the banner too. Yeah. Okay. So I want to know your biggest takeaway, and I want to know how you're going to incorporate it in the next 48 hours. Okay. Donna said self-awareness. Great, Donna. Self-awareness. So she's going to incorporate self-awareness in the next 48 hours. She's going to continue to do it. Gia said, whoops, taking action, soul ignition. Great, great, great. Rana said, dreaming without brackets on. Beautiful. Megan said, dream with feeling into what is possible, not based on past experience. Beautiful. Lily says, I'm done being other people. Good for you, Lily. I love that. Kitty, soul ignition, making sure I daily practice, making sure. Kitty, you're new to membership. So if you're interested in Soul Finder Academy or anybody in membership, you get a special price. So you should let us know and we can just talk to you about it. Marianne said self-questioning. Great. I love that, Marianne. That's really good. Julie said alignment. Great. Maurice said just keep up my present work. The benefits open up more for me. I agree with you, Maurice. You're doing really, really well. I've seen you grow over a certain amount of months, and it hasn't been that long. It's really good. Corby says recognition of my gifts. I love that. Recognition of my gifts. And then Mary says, I'll tune in when I dream to see where I'm serving brackets. Great. Oh, I love this. Fran's going to jump over fear. Great. Great, great, great. So what I want you guys to do is play with that beautiful tool we gave you. If you have any questions, reach out to us in Messenger. Pam is on there. I'm on there. Laura's on there. My team's on there. And we will help you. And let's keep this conversation going. Let's take this time where we're shelter in place, where we're really creating magic. And you're creating from that place of magic so that you can go out in your life and really have the life that you're meant to live, not the life you've been suffering, not the life that has been clamping you down. I truly, 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 truly believe. I believe in God. Okay, I don't care what you believe in. I'm starting to change how I feel about what God is to me, though. But I believe that these dreams were put in my heart to be lived, not to be forgotten, not to suffer. I truly believe that. And because I have that belief, I have seen most of my dreams come to fruition. There are a couple of things I'm still working on, and I'm working on them actively now. And I truly believe that for all of you. I believe that all of us are gifted. And I also believe that there is an unseen power out there that just wants to co-create your life with you. But your unconscious thinking, you're being out of alignment, you're forgetting to light joy, because they're in joy and imagination, is keeping you from them and the universal language of synchronicity. So let me repeat that. There's something so much bigger out there than us that we can lean into and create this magical life with. But your subconscious thinking, I can't put myself in this because I'm not doing it. Not being aligned with your soul, not having joy and igniting your soul every day is keeping you out of the synchronicity dialogue, co-creation with the universe. So I really want to see changes happening for all of you. So if you have any questions for us, just let us know. And that's, I think, it. There was one other thing I wanted to say, but it went out of my head, so I'm going to let it go. Thank you, Pam, so much for being on here. And then remember, Soul Stars, if SASS, Soul Finder Academy, is something you're interested in, membership for your soul people, just let us know. You get a special pricing for it, especially if you just joined and paid the year price. And everybody else, if you're interested at all, just let us know. I'm not on here to sell it. I want to introduce you to this technique. I was just this past week, I've been connecting with some of the students in there. And this is a course that I built last year. And so I'm still in beta with it, right? Beta means we're just testing it out. But the feedback I'm getting, like the woman who I just spoke to, she said, I was so afraid to spend the money on it. And it's not that expensive to some, you know, I don't know what other people feel. She said, I was so afraid to spend the money on it. She's like, it was the best money I've ever spent, the best. And I'm like, Jill, I got to get Jill on here to tell you. So I want to really teach the techniques in this because I think it's what's carrying me through my life right now. For somebody with PTSD, me, to not be having that experience, I know it's all this work that I do. All right. So a lot of love to you guys. Put in SASS, get your thing, and I will talk to you soon. Okay. Much love to all of you. Stay safe. Please stay safe. And praying for, I'm not going to say that. Just going to send all of you a lot of love. Okay. Talk to you soon. Bye.